Welcome everybody to another tapping session with Kerry and Lou, and we've got something great that's going to be helpful for everyone to tap on today. So I'm just going to hand over to Kerry.
Yeah, thanks Louise. I got in contact with Louise because I wanted to do some tapping on how do you work out what to tap on, because there's so many things that I want to tap on and so many things that, and then I go, well, how do I work out which one is the one that I want to tap on, and then can just get so overwhelmed with thinking that I could tap on this, tap on that, and then actually I don't tap on anything. So yeah, so I'm wondering if we can just do some tapping on maybe getting a bit of clarity, or
Okay.
so that I do tap, because I know that tapping is the thing that helps. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So when you think about that, let's just get you to tune into, and anyone who's watching also, if you've got a few things going on for yourself at the moment and you know that tapping is great and it's going to help you, but you just don't know where to start, and that's actually stopping you from starting the tapping at all. So anyone who's watching, just think for yourself, what are all those things, if there's a couple, and just Kerry, just when you're thinking about that right now, what's the emotion that's coming up for you around not knowing where to start?
Oh, so like it gives me like a sense of like I'm overwhelmed. Like
Okay.
yeah, and it's kind of just not do it, but I do know it is the one thing that does help. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you were to tune into that, do you feel that overwhelm anywhere in your body?
I feel that in my throat.
In your throat.
Yeah.
And what does it feel like in your throat?
Feels like a swirling sensation.
Okay. And if you were to give me one sentence about that overwhelm and what it represents right now, what would that be?
Yeah, so it just feels like it's just too overwhelming. Like I just forget it. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
I might just forget it. Yeah.
All right. Let's get into some tapping.
All
so
right.
everyone just tap along on the points following myself and Kerry, and repeating. Even though this is so overwhelming.
This is so overwhelming.
I can feel it swirling in my throat.
I can feel it swirling in my throat.
It's too overwhelming.
Too overwhelming.
There's too many things.
Too many things.
I don't know where to start.
I don't know where to start.
So I'm just not going to start at all.
Yep, I'm not going to start at all.
And I accept myself.
And I accept myself.
And how I feel.
And how I feel.
Even though
I
can feel this overwhelm.
I can feel this overwhelm.
Swirling in my throat.
Swirling in my throat.
There's too many things.
Too many things.
So I won't do any.
So I won't do any.
And I accept myself and how I feel.
And I accept myself and how I feel.
Even though. It's too overwhelming.
Too overwhelming.
I don't even know where to start.
Don't even know where to start.
So I just won't.
Yep, so I just won't.
And I accept myself and how I feel.
And I accept myself and how I feel.
Okay, so tapping through the points. All this overwhelm.
All this overwhelm.
I can feel it swirling in my throat.
I can feel it swirling in my throat.
All this overwhelm.
All this overwhelm.
I can feel it in my throat.
I can feel it in my throat.
There's too many things.
Too many things.
It's too overwhelming.
Too overwhelming.
All my overwhelm.
All my overwhelm.
All this overwhelm.
All this overwhelm.
All right, take a deep breath. And just tune into that overwhelm for me. And just let me know how that's going.
Feels less overwhelming, of course. Yeah, so it has, calmed down a bit. Yeah, a little bit of a swirl still, but not as it was. Like it was so big that it was stopping me.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so it's still in the throat?
Still in the throat. Not as big. Yeah, but yeah, it's still a swirl. Yeah.
Okay, let's just do another round.
Yep.
This remaining overwhelm,
Remaining overwhelm.
it's not as big,
Not as big.
but I can still feel it in my throat.
I can still feel it in my throat.
This remaining overwhelm,
Remaining overwhelm.
this overwhelm,
This overwhelm.
it's not as big,
Not as big,
but I can still feel it in my throat.
and I can still feel it in my throat.
This remaining overwhelm.
Remaining overwhelm.
All right, take a deep breath. And just tune back into the throat and let me know what's happening there.
Yeah, so it doesn't really feel like overwhelm anymore.
Yeah.
And it seems like there's a bit of space now, and I am starting to think of what I can tap on. So, like I do have a piece of paper here, so when I'm finished, I'm going to jot those down because some things have come to mind. Yeah.
Okay. Yep, that's great. And so anyone who's watching, just jot down if you're getting a little bit more space.
Yeah, it's like a
and
bit of clarity.
A bit of clarity. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And does it seem more likely that you'll start to do tapping on some of those things, or are they just going on the list?
No, so they're going on the list, and it feels, I couldn't even kind of, pick one. Whereas now I go, like, I feel like I've got some space there where I go, actually, that's the one that I'll tap on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Even though I've got a bit of space now. I'm thinking a bit more clearly. And I've got a bit more clarity. About what I'm going to tap on.
Yeah, about what I'm going to tap on.
And I choose to put it all on a list. And maybe pick one to start with. Even though I've got a bit more space now. I'm going to write it down and put it on a list. I'm feeling a bit more clarity. And I choose to be open to the possibility that I just pick one. And tap on that. I'll feel so much better. Even though I've got this clarity. I've still got a few things to put on the list. But maybe I'm going to pick one. And I choose to tune into this clarity and space. So that I can do some tapping. All right. There's a bit more space now. I'm thinking more clearly. I can see the options. Of the things on the list. All this clarity. I'm choosing to tune into that now. I'm possibly going to pick one. And start tapping there. All this space and clarity. All right, take a deep breath.
Yeah.
All right, so you don't have to tell me what it is, but if you were to think about all of those things that you started with that were all sort of swirling around, all of the overwhelm and the options of what you had, is there something that you think you could pick from the list to do some tapping on for yourself?
Yeah, that, like as we were tapping around, and especially on that last round, it's kind of like there was some order that came, and I was like, actually that one first, and it's quite bizarre how that happens. Like I was relaxed enough to then go, okay, we'll start here.
Yeah, because as we know, when we're feeling that really heightened stress, quite often the brain goes a bit offline.
Yeah, that's how it felt. Yeah, just overwhelmed, can't even start.
Yeah. And so it's really great to use that tapping process just to bring you a bit of calmness so that you can find space and actually Yeah.
Yeah. So just like that, even though I don't know what to tap on or I don't know where to start. So yeah, maybe if you,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. That's great.
Awesome.
Thanks, Kerry.
Thank you, Louise.
Thanks for sharing.
Oh, pleasure. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.